Alright, in this video, I'm going to talk about the best fishing multi-tool. Alright, and so if you watch my previous videos, you might have some guess of what I'm talking about. Okay, but anyways, this is a Leatherman Wave. Alright, and in the Leatherman Wave, there are certain tools that when I go fishing are very important. I would say borderline indispensable. Okay. So why don't we pull out an index card and write down the tools in this multi-tool that actually get used, right? So the very first one would be the knife. Okay, let's just go with the straight one though. Okay, so tool number one for sure, the knife. All right. Second, what is another good tool? Right, pliers. Okay, definitely I use pliers a lot. Okay, so we got the pliers, that's number two. Okay, third one. Okay, third one is this guy. Okay, the scissors. Okay, is that all we use on this? No, it is not. Okay, so I don't object, to scaling a fish with a knife, but it's kind of a sharp knife to be doing that with, and so I have used this guy many times to scale a fish in a pinch. Okay, so this would be the we're going to call it the file, but the file is really just serving the function of a scaler. Right? And is that all? No, it is not. Right? There's one more thing on this Leatherman Wave that I find valuable and useful. Okay, just to at least have some clue. Okay, so if you look, starting from here, it says inches. Starting from here, it says centimeters. Yeah, and there's actually 1, 2, 3 inches. Okay, and if you actually push this together and make it like this, okay, it is in fact kind of a ruler, not necessarily the world's most accurate ruler. Okay, but it's just about an 8-inch ruler. Okay, and sometimes you need to know how long things are. Okay, sometimes to check if a fish is legal. Right, gotta go a couple times, maybe 3 times. But also there's other things as well that it's good to know how long they are, right? And so let's go put a ruler. Okay, and so for a long time, I wanted to have all of these tools. Okay, and the question is the Leatherman Wave the perfect fishing multi-tool? Right now, guys, the answer, and you might think I'm kind of joking or trying to be funny in this video, but I'm actually really not. I'm actually pretty serious in this video. Okay, because I really mean this. Okay, what I learned is that if I was looking for the perfect multi-tool, and if I was wondering if the Leatherman Wave was the perfect multi-tool, okay, I would discover and find out, which I did, that the answer to that question is there is no such thing as the best fishing multi-tool. It is better to have all of these tools separate, right? So the best fishing multi-tool is a separate knife, a separate pliers, separate scissors, and an actual scaler, an actual proper scaler, and oh, this is tragic. This is so unfortunate. So I had to print this out, guys, because I always have a blue sewing measuring tape in my fishing bag with these other 4 things. I actually took it from my sister one time forgot to return it. But for the life of me, I cannot find my ruler right now, okay, or my measuring tape right now. So, but this is the fifth one, right? And so what I eventually realized is when everything is in one tool, okay, there are way too many moving parts, okay? And what we're dealing with here, yeah, is we're dealing with sand and we're dealing with salt and salt water, okay? And this guy, truthfully, doesn't stand a chance, okay? Like everything's gonna go down, everything's gonna break. That's why this is the second one, right? When previously there was a first one, okay? So this was my fishing multi-tool. And it had 5 things that I want, okay? But basically, to make the kind of long story short, it's not good to have all 5 things in one place, in one piece, in one tool, okay? Because individually, every single one of these things works better than the version that is available in this one thing, okay? And really, you know, when I want my pliers, I just want my pliers, okay? I don't want the rest of the junk that's in this thing when I want pliers, okay? And when I want my scissors, okay, I just want the scissors. I don't want the rest, okay? Let's just talk a little bit more about some other stuff, okay? So the best fishing multi-tool is that there is no best fishing multi-tool, and it's best to just keep everything separate. And once I learned that, boy, things sure got a lot better, okay? Didn't need to worry about cleaning and oiling and not losing the one thing, okay? But guys, this is the honest to goodness truth, okay? Check this out. So I think the first one that's pretty funny is these are the scissors that are currently in my fishing bag. This is no exaggeration. I promise this is true, okay? So, okay, at this, oh, this one is stiff. Okay, at this very moment right now, okay, there's those 4 kind of child-proof or child-safe little ones, and then this guy, okay, and OXO, so that target that, hey, it comes apart. That's really nice. That's a nice feature. Oh, guys, okay, this is caked on some kind of fish flesh. Yeah, it is, guys, I promise, okay? So apparently I did some kind of thing and it's still there. Anyway, so I don't just have one scissors, guys, okay? I have 4 little guys in my bag and I have a big guy, okay? I'll tell you why, right? And then in terms of pliers are good. Yeah, nice to have a pair of forceps too, okay? Sometimes forceps can do things that the pliers struggles to do, but there are definitely times where the forceps can't do things and you need the pliers to do it instead, okay? So I actually basically am carrying 2 kind of pliers, a whole lot of scissors, scaler, measuring tape, and a knife. All right, before we wrap up, oh, reflective tape. Let me talk about the reflective tape, guys, okay? So a lot of the stuff I have reflective tape on it. A lot of stuff that don't have reflective tape, I probably should put reflective tape on it. And some of the things are so old that once upon a time they had reflective tape and now they don't, or it's fallen off. Yeah, so we got some yellow here, some green here. We have green here that you can see is flaking off, green here, okay? Because you put your pliers down at night, you know, even if it's on sand, but even worse if it's on black lava rock, you are not going to find it, okay? You just won't, okay? Believe me, okay? And so yeah, my big scissors, since you got reflective tape, this one never got around to it. This one does. This one also does. This one never got around to it, okay? What is the best color? Okay, ooh, I have a strong opinion on this, guys, okay? In my opinion, green is the best reflective tape color. And the other ones that are good are yellow, orange, and white. Okay, I am a big fan of green, yellow, orange, and white reflective tape. And to me, 3M, yeah, the same company that makes Scotch tape, 3M to me makes the best reflective tape. And the colors I am not a fan of for reflective tape are black, red, and blue. Okay, for whatever reason, black, red, and blue, trial and experimentation. I've seen the colors, I've used the colors, and they're just not me. Okay, not that they're just not me in a personality sense. I actually think that they are functionally inferior reflective colors. Okay, so the scissors, guys. Man, scissors when you're fishing are so valuable and so important. Okay, I actually use way more monofilament and fluorocarbon than braid. But if you know, yeah, back in the day, a lot of fishermen used to use nail clippers, okay, because they were small and they made a nice cut. But nail clippers do not cut braid, okay. Scissors do, even if it's a little kid scissors, it cuts braid, okay. But in addition to that, for a lot of bait, nothing will cut your bait better than the scissors, guys. Okay, like a knife and a cutting board. Oh, that's a lot of stuff just to cut a piece of bait. Okay, a lot of bait, if you try to tear it with your fingers, you're just gonna squish it and end up with this really raggedy, ugly, squashed piece of bait. Okay, even teeth. If you're one of those people who's willing to like just take your shrimp or take your squid or take your piece of cut bait and just take it to your mouth and then like just bite off a piece with your teeth, okay, well, that's great. I'm proud of you that you're rugged like that. But the scissors will still do a better job of cutting like the exact precise size piece you want, especially if it's like a very, very small piece. Okay, so scissors can cut braided line. That's good. Scissors is also great for cutting bait. Okay, but what in addition to that, guys, usually a lot of times I'm like showing other people how to fish, and I cannot stand when they ask to borrow my scissors because I use my scissors so often that if they're using it, guarantee while they're using it I need it. Yeah, so I just carry extras. Yeah, so that if someone's like, oh, do you have something to cut this bait, I'm like, here. Or, oh, I need to cut this line, here. You know, so I just have scissors for people to use, and they've lost or kept so many of my scissors over the years. I've gone through probably like 40 scissors at this point. And sometimes I have more than these 5 scissors. Sometimes I got like 7 scissors in my bag. Okay. And what else? Guys, personally, yeah, I think having a scissors in your pocket, okay, like it bugs me when we're fishing for really big fish, dangerous fish, and my fishing partners, I give them a scissors and then they only use the scissors to cut their bait or clip their line, and then they leave the scissors next to the bait or next to the tackle box, okay, and so whenever they need their scissors they got to go back and pick it up. That bugs me. That's like one of the things that irks me the most, because it's not hard to keep a pair of scissors on you, and I really, really, really believe with all my heart that a pair of scissors can save a life or can save some body parts. Yeah, because some of these fish are so dang strong and they're so dang fast that if something goes wrong, you know, like line getting wrapped around a finger or line getting wrapped around a hand, or the drag on the reel all of a sudden seizes and freezes up, like you need a fast way to just disconnect, guys. Yeah, and so like, man, like I hope it never happens, but I imagine the scenario where like a fish is just ripping line out of one of my partner's reels, and all of a sudden something bad happens and he doesn't have a knife or scissors on him, and then he's missing a thumb or something like that. Yeah, because for me, I will never ever ever not have a pair of scissors on me. Yeah, usually in my pocket. Okay, so what is this bigger one for? Okay, the bigger one is for cutting things that are harder, like cutting through bone. Okay, also for scaling. I mean, not scaling, gutting a fish. Okay, so I would way rather stick a scissors inside of a fish's butthole or anus, yeah, and then cut up and stuff. It's really easy with the scissors, and if it's a little bit tougher fish, it's even better with this guy, okay? Than to do so with a knife, okay? It does the job. It does the same job, but it does the same job faster and easier. All right. So for gutting fish and for cutting hard things, for creating big pieces of bait from a fish that we just caught, for cutting off some legs from an octopus, okay? Boy, there's nothing like having an actual pair of kitchen shears for that, okay? So, boy, did I cover everything? I think so, guys. So, in my opinion, in fishing, you do want to have a variety of tools. But from my experience, it's a lot better to have them all individual and separate than to have them combined in one thing. And that's what this video is about.